Let's take you straight to the New South Wales Premier, Dominic Perrottet, speaking about jobs and a commitment of no new taxes if he wins the next election.
Whether it's a small business or a big business employ a lot of people. We want our small businesses to become big businesses. And that's why we know even the cost, and this is an important factor as well, the cost of payroll tax administration costs businesses tens of thousands of dollars, just the administration costs. So the more businesses who aren't paying payroll tax, the better. And that's why we've increased the threshold from 678,000 to 1.2 million since coming into government. We did that to give our businesses greater opportunity to invest in manufacturing, to invest in capital equipment, and to employ more people. It's exactly what we're seeing here at Davey. And what we're seeing as well is we're employing people, locals in Western Sydney, having those opportunities. And I made that point about the Powerhouse Museum yesterday. But it's all our public infrastructure projects. Our businesses are working on metros and motorways. See more manufacturing happening over there. It's all happening as Western Sydney keeps moving because of the Liberals and Nationals and our approach and our long-term economic plan to keep Western Sydney moving forward. Kenny, Tom. Kenny, then Tom.
We've heard many times and saying no new taxes is a great election line, but keep saying that it's up to time that you're committing yourself to this for at least the next 4 years.
Yep.
So does that mean that with that uncertainty that comes in the next 4 years, that you are just going to have to rely on more debt, which is and more privatisation?
Okay, so here's what we know when it comes to taxation. You cut tax, you grow the economy, you provide opportunity for businesses across our state. They employ more people. Revenue grows off the back of lower taxes. That's the difference between the Liberals and Nationals. I cut taxes as Treasurer during the pandemic to give our businesses that opportunity to continue to employ more people. And we kept that going. We've got through a very difficult last 4 years. On droughts, fires, floods, pandemic, floods again. We've got through all of that, but we have to keep the momentum moving. We have to continue to instill confidence by letting businesses and families across New South Wales know that there'll be no new taxes, no increased taxes across our state. What does that give them? What does that inform them of? Informs them of the stable economic footing that we have in New South Wales, and it drives confidence. Confidence is key. We saw that in the pandemic. I was out in Cogra talking to small businesses a few days ago. What did they tell me? They told me they were confident about the future despite the economic headwinds coming our way. And why? Because we backed them during the pandemic. We backed them during difficult times. That's what the Liberals and Nationals do. Now, you've got to be clear about your economic plan. You've got to be clear. And what I know, in my former role as Treasurer, by cutting taxes, businesses grow and that opportunity comes forward. That's why, despite the difficulties of the last 4 years, and particularly the last 2 with the pandemic, we have 200,000 more people employed today than at the start of the pandemic. Didn't happen by accident. It happened because under the Liberals and Nationals, with lower taxes, less regulation, less red tape, grows our economy, and that's why we're employing more people across Western Sydney than ever before. Tom, then Liz. Yeah. We've built $178 billion of infrastructure since coming to office. We have a fully funded program of $116 billion of infrastructure we have a fully funded infrastructure pipeline of $116 billion. In addition to that, we're investing in the business cases, $260 million to complete the metros. There's Labor cancelling metro projects, which will hurt the families of Western Sydney from opposition. We have the track record, lower taxes, a sustainable and manageable debt position, 2 AAA credit ratings, the only state in the country with 2 AAA credit ratings. New South Wales, strongest economy, leads the way, and I think we've learned through the last few years, the challenges that come when you don't manage money well. What we did prior to the pandemic coming was cut taxes. Labor, as you might recall, for the members of the press who were covering the last election campaign, ran at the last election on increasing taxes on small business. Increasing taxes. We believe in lower taxes. That provides more opportunity and more employment. And our infrastructure investment, 100,000 jobs we announced yesterday, 45 new ones right here, and 220 indirect jobs right here. Our investments in Western Sydney and that public pipeline of projects provides opportunities for families right across the West. Liz.
116 billion that you've got.
That's where we leave. Dominic Perrottet, no new taxes. That is the commitment at this election if he gets another term.